Alright, so 2 days later from the last clip, look at this. I got all the parts painted, so you can see I got that bracket, this one right here, I got that all painted, and then I got the one that goes on the front of the pump, and then this one right here. I was having trouble figuring out how this screw went, but it goes, this part of it goes through this, and then through this one, and then the screw goes on, and that's your belt tensioner. So, or that's what you know, it does its thing. So I got the nice gold pulleys on there. Well, not on there, but ready to be put on there. Water pump and then power steering. I would like to do those 2 pulleys, but right now, 1, I'm not pulling off that crank pulley. No way. 2, you can't even see the alternator, so I'm not real worried about it. So anyways, got those on. I'm going to put this on and Loctite everything. So I've Loctited, or I've used Loctite on these 2 down here that hold the bracket to this other bracket, and then the bracket to the block. All those have been Loctited. I'm not going to Loctite this because that's an adjustable bolt. Same with this big one, because that's also an adjust bolt. And then the pulley will be Loctited on, so I need to get the pulley going. I need to put the water pump pulley on, and then those are cherry. And then I need to finish. I need to move my freaking coil. That's not any part of this video. I probably won't even film that. But I would like to. I was thinking of putting the coil like up there, just super far out of the way. The cord should still reach. The only thing is I'm gonna have to lengthen this green one, which is my RPMs gauge. So, and I'd probably just run that right next to this one until I can tuck these under the fender eventually. Anyways, rack's in there, but I need to torque it down. And then once the rack is torqued down, I need to throw those outer tie rods on, and then that rack and pump is done. So today I'm going to try and get that in there all the way, 100%, and then I might even start messing around with making a line or go get this fitting made. I mean, I don't know if the guy that is going to weld it is able to do it today, so hopefully he is, because I'm sick of that's after I have that I can make 1, 2, 3. I can make 3 of my lines. 3 out of the, like, 5. So that'll be sweet. And then I'm going to, the only thing I'm waiting on is the 2 lines that go into the rack. So that's these 2 right here. See where these little orange plugs are? There's fittings that adapt, like this one, how it's like pipe thread to AN. I'm waiting for the pipe thread to AN right there. And that's from Chase Bays. So those will be Chase Bays. My Chase Bays reservoir. Brand new remand. Pump, and then a brand new rack with, what was that? Just 240 cracking, no big deal. And then I'd like to clean up some of this wiring. Like, all this crap in here is messy and gross and yuck. So I think, since I'm in here, in this area, I'm going to relume this and do a couple little things, make it a little nicer, a little sweeter, a little cooler. You know, it'd be really cool. I'm just spitballing at this point. This isn't going to happen because it's the KA. I don't really care about it too much, but I hate this plastic. I hate it, and I'm not going to spend 150 bucks to get a piece of aluminum pipe that goes over to here. But it'd be nice to make one that comes like over to here. Put my battery in the back. I've been wanting to do that for years, and then put my filter right freaking there. That'd be cool. Alrighty, so this is where I'm stopping for the night. So the pump's all in there. The belt is nice and tight. Everything in there is real nice tight. Everything's been Loctited. The rack is torqued in place. You can see I got the fittings taped off just so no dust or whatnot gets in there. But I got the Chase Bays thing mounted. That looks sweet. You can either mount it this way, or you can mount it where, like, you just flip the bracket around so it attaches over here. But it was at more of an angle, and so I put it that way. That's how I wanted it. So, that's how it looks. Gold pulleys, those are on, belt's on. Pump is on. This is, I don't know if this fitting's gonna work, because it comes out straight, and the fitting, it's gonna be like right here, and then I have to try and make that bend up. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna work. Off topic, I've been looking at tubs. You know how people tub 240s? I think that'd be dope. Might do that. Anyways, don't know if that one's gonna work. Might have to get another 90. I might have to call the company, return that one, get a 90, blah blah. This one is going to work out fine, because it's going to be, originally I bought a 90 degree for right here, because I thought this fitting screwed into the top of the pump, meaning the 90 would be bam right here, so it would be facing the same way it is, just the hose would attach over here, but it doesn't. So the 90 is going to attach here, so it's going to 90 down, right, so about here, and then the hose is going to naturally bend, and it attaches over to the rack there. not in this video because I'm not going to film it, but I am going to clean up some of this wiring just because it's a mess. It hangs down real low. It's just ugly. It's just not done right. Like, look at this. There's freaking connectors that are exposed. I didn't do this. And then, like, look at that crap. Look at this ground. It's just open. I don't like that. I want to mount this somewhere, and then I'm going to mount the coil over here. Oh, uh-oh. I'm going to mount the coil over here so it's nice and out of the way. So, but probably not gonna film any of that other than maybe an update, say, hey, this is what I did. But I'm done for the night. I'm freaking freezing. Rack's in. I did not get the outer tie rods on yet, so I still got to do that. And then after that, the lines, the AN lines come next. So it's pretty sweet. It's looking really good, looking super race car. I love it. But I'll pick this up in a few days, maybe actually tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm off, so I might be able to get some of those lines made tomorrow. So I'll pick this up tomorrow. I'll see you guys then. Alright, these two fittings right here I've been waiting on for a while. See that, Paco? Here, you want to smell them? Make sure they're real. These are from Chase Bays, and these are what convert the rack, like pipe thread, to AN. So these are going to go on the rack, so I'm not ready to put those on yet, but I just got them right now, so I figured I'd show you guys. And then I've been working on this bracket, so this is what I have so far. The cooler's in the garage, I'll show you that in just a second, but I've made these already, which you might be like, oh, that's just flat strap, you didn't make that. No, I cut these out of a plate of metal because we don't have flat strap, and I wasn't about to go buy some. So, this is a 9.5 inch piece, and then I have two 7-inch pieces. The other one is in the garage because I'm about to weld it on. So you can see there's two self-tappers and a little thing there. It's going to come down, and I twisted it. I'll show you that in just a second. And then I made some brackets to the cooler. So the cooler is going to mount right here. Once I get this tab welded onto the little bracket I made that holds the cooler, you'll see. That's why these bungees are hanging here for placement and whatnot. So anyways, one of these is going to go, actually it's going to go like this. I don't want anything to attach to stuff that unbolts. So see this? It unbolts there, and then it unbolts up in there. So meaning this can come off. So I don't want it to attach that. I want it to attach to the chassis. So it's going to attach right here somewhere. I haven't figured out any of the stuff with these two brackets, or what they're going to be, because they're not going to be straight. They're going to be very, very different. And I think this one's going to attach somewhere like this. But we'll see. I need to get the other one attached first, and then I'll figure out those. The only reason I have the 9-inch one, that's just a support because it just comes down, and then this one's going to come out, and so then that one's going to also come out and attach over here, and that's just a support for extra strength. So let me go show you the cooler and the bracket I made. Alright, so I made these brackets last night. I didn't film anything. Also, I got all this hardware. I went to Home Depot because I wanted matching hardware, so I have all matching hardware with the nylon locking nuts. This one's bent, you can see that, and also it attaches in the bottom. I'll explain that in a second. Anyways, so this is what I did, see? Put a slit this, the distance from the inside of the cooler to the inside of the cooler here, so that distance needs to be 3.5 inches total. This one fits perfectly. It's exactly 3.5 inches, so it's actually a tight fit going in there, and it fits, as you can see, like absolutely perfect, which was really difficult because once again didn't have flat straps, so I had to cut the width and make it straight, but it just goes in there, and then I had to notch it. You can see that. I'm gonna take that bracket off in a second. That's the bracket I'm gonna do some welding on. So, and then this is the one I told you I bent. You see that? So this, where those two self-tappers were, this attaches to that, and it comes down, and it attaches like this. And I'm going to tack weld this on to make sure it's right. But then what else saying about this side? So see, this side goes in there, not quite as tight a fitment. And then this side goes underneath. And if you're wondering why, it's because the overall height, this tab's a little bent out, but when it was straight, the overall height was like 3 and... It's supposed to be 3.5, and it was like 3 5/8, I think. So it was an 1/8 inch too big, and I'd have to remake a new bracket. There's no way I could, since how I cut it to make the bends, there'd be no way to redo that. There'd be no way to redo that, so I kind of thought about it, and there's an X here because this was already busted, but I got this on eBay, so I didn't expect much from it. It was like 20 bucks. So it was already like not attached there, so that's why I put an X there, and it was already bent up. So I was like, oh, well, it fits on the outside, so that's on the inside, that's on the outside, so it doesn't matter. It works out fine. It's going to be plenty strong. pretty excited about that. And then I'm going to tack this one on. I'm going to take this off real quick. Actually, no, I'm going to leave it on there. Tack weld this on how it needs to go, like this. Oh, wait, no, which side does it go on? This side. Tack weld this on right there. Little bzz bzz. Look how good that's, how professional. Wow. 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 So you see, that's how it's going to be right there. Let's see. To there. I just tack welded it, but that's how it's going to be right now. And then this side, somehow this is going to attach like that, so I'm going to have to bend it a little bit, but that's pretty much how that's going to attach right there. And then this one is going to go on the inside there, like that, but something like this. Not 100% yet, but something like that. So that's gonna be the last one though. I'm gonna get the two main ones first, the two 7-inchers, to attach it on there. And then once it's in there by itself, and that's, I'm gonna weld that. It's not gonna stay like that. It's gonna get welded there. So that's just temporary for now. But that's another reason I want to put another support, because it's, look at that. If it was welded, it would be just as wiggly. So, yep, I'm going to, this is where I'm probably going to stop for today. Other than, here, let me do the time check here. Oh, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 10 minutes. So what I might do is clean the grease off of this. Oh, there we go, it's just dirt. So I might just clean up this area with a wire real quick. Just buzz that in there. And then I'm going to start planning out how this is going to attach right there. I'll probably put a, like a diagonal kind of slit right there to bend this tab in. And then weld it on. That's probably what I'll do. A slit like this. Like from where this point is. Uh-oh. And then down at an angle. And that'll make it bend in how it needs to. So I might do that. But for now, I'm just going to clean this up and then call it a day, because I got work in a little bit, which sucks. So, see you tomorrow. New monster, never had it before, Ultra Paradise. Not sure if I'm going to like it, so here's the test right here. You know what? It tastes exactly like sour apple, like a sour apple Jolly Rancher. Is what it tastes like. Pretty good. Not gonna lie, that's not bad. Or no, you know what it tastes like? This is what it tastes like. If you have the green Otter Pop, the popsicle, and like you let it melt, so it's just the juice. That's what it tastes like, but with like the monster kick to it. Pretty good, not bad. This right here is a AN hose with an AN fitting, and it's on there. Alright? Insanely hard. Alright? So there's two types of fittings, which I didn't know until I started doing this. So I bought I think it's either CFE or CPE fittings. I don't quite know which one it is, but I bought that one. And that is a fitting that is two pieces. I'll show you in just a second. This fitting is a PTFE fitting. This is PTFE hose. PTFE fittings are insanely hard to put on, alright? People on the internet make it look easy. I'm going to tell you the truth. It's really hard. This fitting right here, I just got done with it, and I swear to you, no lying, probably took me about 45 minutes. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe I'm a rookie. Maybe it's because it was my first fitting. Also, maybe it's dash 10. I don't know. I don't know. This could be a number of things, but all I know is it's on there and it's done. Like, and it's freaking, like, that's putting some strength muscles into it, and it's not coming off. So these fittings I got from is it upside down? It might be upside down. Right there. Hot rod fuel hose. So let me show you. These are 3-piece fittings. Let me show you what it looks like broken down, and then let me show you the 4-piece fittings. So, oh crap, I don't even have any of the 3-piece fittings in here with me. So, let me show you. You like my ceiling fan? It's a work of art. So these are 2-piece fittings. They got the right fittings, the PTFE fittings, came from there. The wrong fittings, which I'm not saying anything bad, I'm an idiot and I ordered the wrong ones, came from Race Flux. Race Flux, really good fittings, about the same quality as the hot rod ones. Actually, you know what, I would say these probably look nicer overall and they feel a little better than the hot rod ones. However, I need PTFE fittings, so... Oh, cannot break this loose. Alright. Am I just spinning it? Yep. So this is a CPE or CPFE. Does it say on here? It does not say. But anyways, this is what it looks like. It's a little threaded, like a bung, and then a threaded part, and then this cap. So this slips over the hose, and then this threads in. And that's for braided, like infused hose, not... That's what CPE or CFE, I don't know. Correct me in the comments, I don't care. But that's the one I'm talking about. It's rubber outside with braided metal splines in the hose. What I got is not that. What I got, the hose I got, and the only reason I did this is because I'm a rookie and I didn't exactly know what I was ordering. So I got the PTFE hose because it looked cool and it was cheap. I thought all AN hose was the same. Didn't know that. It's not. There's two kinds. PTFE, really strong, and that's Teflon core, braided steel, and then the one I have has like a nylon, dark nylon, like coating on it, which makes it even more hard to put on. So, let's go in the garage. I'm going to show you the fittings, and I'm going to start making all of my Dash 6 lines for the whole 240. So, alrighty, so PTFE fitting. That's what it looks like. Pretty much the same thing, right? Wrong. So look, when this thing comes off, see this? I've heard on the internet it's called like an olive or like a freaking retainer. I don't know what it's called. But there's this thing, alright? So, this slips over the hose freely. You can put it on either way, it doesn't matter. I mean, obviously it has to go on in a way that it'll thread this way, but it doesn't matter how... Here, watch, I'll just show you. Dash 6 hose, right? Let's say, you need to put that on. Whereas the other one, when you put it on, obviously Dash 10, Dash 6, way bigger, so it's not going to matter. So, if, let's see here, put this like this. Let's say this was Dash 10, just use your imagination. Or just say this is Dash 6, whatever you want to do. With the other fittings, the 2-piece fittings, it goes on and it stops. Like, you couldn't do that. It stops. There's a little, like, lip on this side, so you go until the hose bottoms out, and then you thread the other one in. But, since it was PTFE, hi Bob, it didn't thread on, because it's the wrong fitting for the right hose. Wrong fitting, right hose. So, these fittings go like this, and see, it doesn't, that's what I'm saying, it doesn't matter how it goes on. So you put that all the way on, and then this little collar right here goes in between. Let me see, will that focus? There, so you see the metal braid, and then this outside coating, and that inside coating. That metal collar goes on the outside of the inside plastic, well, it's actually Teflon coating, and so it's like this. It's like plastic coating, well, Teflon coating, then the metal, then the braided metal, and then the see-through, like whatever this crap is. So, way different. These are the right fittings for the job. So anyways, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put on one of my fittings. I think I'm going to do power steering reservoir to the cooler first. And so I know that from the reservoir, I need, so these are the fittings I have right here. These are Dash 6 straights, these are Dash 6 bends, or 90s. These two 90s come out of the rack. So, those are for the rack. So I know the hose I'm going to make now has 2 of these. So I'm going to fit this onto one end here. Oh, it goes this way. Fit this onto one end. And then I'm going to go and take this whole thing over, screw this on to the reservoir, and figure out my length and then cut it. So people say you can cut them with like big cutters or snips or whatever. Angle grinder all day long. Just cut all the BS out, angle grinder. That's the easiest way to do it. So I'm going to make these fittings and then I will show you momentarily. Alright, I don't know what the problem was earlier because, so now see I have this piece slipped on and this, so like look, this is how it's supposed to be. You see that? How it's like right up against there? Kinda. That's how it's supposed to be. Went right on, and then you can see the metal braid is on the outside of that. So this just goes around the Teflon coating. Like literally popped right on. I had so much trouble with the dash 10 line. So that is like that, and it's pretty sweet. And now it's time to take a sip of the greatest drink ever made, and that's the original Monster. Yep, it's good. Good stuff. So now this piece right here gets forced into here, and then you screw them tight. Pretty radical. I just want to show you that real quick. Action! Hi, welcome to this episode of McDonald's Can Help. Alright, AN lines. Look at this. I got 2 lines made. Here's one, and here's another one. This one's already on. You see this? It looks kind of crusty right here, but you won't see that, so don't worry about it. Disregard. I'm still a beginner. I was practicing. But look, boom, it goes in like that. Through here, I need to put something right here on the radiator so it doesn't cut it. Because, oof, if it does. But that goes to the bottom of the reservoir. This one is going to feed through this way onto here. I just need to figure out if it's going on the top or the bottom hole of the rack, which is down here. I don't know if you guys can see it. I would shine my flashlight, but I don't got it. But it goes down here. So that line is made now. So this thing goes like this into that region. And then from there, it's going to come up to this one, which is the last line I can make. Because the dash 10 line, which is this to the side over here, I need that fitting welded still, so RIP to that one. But I need to figure out if this one goes into the top or the bottom, and then actually attach that. But then 2 lines made. Let me tell you something about these lines right here. Alright, let me tell you. I don't know if you knew this, and I briefly mentioned it earlier, but these AN lines right here, also known as PTFE AN lines, suck a lot. Whole lot. Like a lot. Like a lot. Like Dylan, how much do they suck? Like a lot. Here's that fitting I needed welded. It is welded. As you can see, it looks pretty gross. I need to file this surface down. I already started. You can see a little bit right here. Already started filing it down, sanding it down. And then also right here, you can see like from the heat, messed up the threads, and then this part. Hi, Kayla. So I need to try and fix that so it'll seal, and then I'm gonna sand this down so it'll seal. But doing that made me realize I gotta buy a TIG welder, because I probably couldn't do better than this, but I can definitely do this. So, you know, now I gotta add that to the list of things to spend money on in 2020. Sweet. Alrighty, every AN line is done. 4 to 4, 8 fittings on the lines, all good, all primo, all minty. I would love to show you, but I cannot because it's raining. So I'm inside waiting the rain out. I'm just chilling right here. It looks real sunny, but it's definitely raining, so pretty radical. They're all done. They look sweet. They're all in there. I need to do a couple little tidy up things, and then I need to go get fluid and send her home. So, yep. This right here is a big moment in this whole process here. Reservoir's in. Both of these lines are in. I'm gonna clean these lines up. I want these two to be like this, real nice and neat. But for the time being, this line's in. That welded fitting is on. This one's in. Everything's tight. Both of them are down there. All the lines are in. The lines for up here. This one's a little long, but I didn't want it to be like rubbing on this. I do have to put something on the radiator because it is touching right there. But yeah, this is a big moment. Right now, the reservoir is dry. I'm about to start putting fluid in it right now. It's a big moment for me, alright? This is either going to be the greatest thing that's ever happened to this car, or it's going to be the most pissed you've ever seen me. One of two things. So, I'm going to fill this up with fluid. I'm going to cycle it dry, or cycle it off. Just basically go full lock to full lock with it, the car turned off, just so the pump's not running, just to get fluid in the system, because right now everything is dry. The pump is a little pre-lubed from the factory, same with the rack, but I don't want to risk anything, so I may go full lock to full lock a couple times, and then I'll turn the car on, let the pump run, and then go full on, and then properly go through the whole system. So, it was running for a bit. I'm gonna let these bubbles settle. All those bubbles in there. I'm gonna let those settle a little bit, and I'm going to fix a gas leak that I found I had. So that's no fun. A little scary, actually. So look, I'll show you where that is. Look, you see that wet spot right there? I saw that dripping, and I was like, what's going on over there? There's nothing I did on that side. See, this is my fuel filter. Comes down to this line right there. Oh, wait, way too zoomed in. That line right there, you see all the wetness on it? It's leaking gas from there. So, I need to tighten up that, or check for a crack in the line or something like that. Fix that, and start her back up here in just a second, and then see how it goes. It's not belt squeal. Look at this, watch. It's my hood squeaking. So all I gotta do is loosen or tighten those the little hood pin things so it holds it down tighter. So easy fix, good. I didn't want to adjust the belt, so. Whoo! Alrighty, the car is running right now. It's all aligned. I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna go for my little test drive right now. I'm not gonna bring you guys with me because it's so loud in that car and it's hard to hold the camera. But you know, I'm gonna bring the camera in case some cool stuff goes down. But if nothing cool goes down, I'm not gonna film any of it. I'll just let you know how it goes. But she's running right now. I'm letting it get a little temperature in the car. Oil's good, power steering's good, tire pressures are good, the car's aligned. It's actually within 1/8 of an inch. The front is 70 3/8. The rear is 70 1/2. So it's within an eighth inch, and that's good enough for now. It's, you know, I just want to see it rip up and down the street. Then I'll pull it back here, tighten everything, and then maybe go for a proper test drive in the morning, like a round, and I'll film that for you guys. So I'm gonna go for my little rip, make sure it doesn't pull real hard either way, make sure it steers good, make sure I have no leaks and whatnot, and we'll see. So I'll let you know. The real test drive is now complete, and she did phenomenal. It's amazing to actually have steering on this car. The whole time I've owned this car, it had like subpar steering, and then I blew it, and then it was like really bad steering, and now it's like minty freaking brand new car fresh, which is insane. It just feels wild. So, and like obviously I've driven like the Supra, had good power steering, the Aspen has good power steering, but this thing never did. So driving this car with great steering, really just something else. So it's all done, it's all good, it's all fancy. Fluids are nice and full. Man, I love this Chase Bay's reservoir. This thing is sweet. Let me tell you, it's so freaking race car looking. Fluids are great. I have, you see all that? This like corrosion and like the wetness. That's because I definitely overfilled it. You saw that in the video, and it stayed like overflowing for some time. There's a little, it's like a pressure relief valve, I guess, or like a overflow valve, something like that. Anyways, it leaked a lot of fluid right there, but now it's good, doesn't leak anymore. All the lines are perfect, nothing leaks. Steering is like, actually it doesn't even make any sounds anymore, it's just like, huh, Paco, bossy? Do you guys like my steering? You guys like my tires, my race car? I just ripped it around town, got some crazy looks from some old people, some other crazy looks from people that didn't know what they were looking at. Got a couple things for next video here, which, some little conduit straps. That's just going to be to tidy up. I'm going to paint those black, but just to tidy the lines up there. Actually, maybe I won't paint them black. Maybe I'll just leave them all shiny like that. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm going to tidy it up more, and I'm going to get the front end painted and back together next video. So you're going to want to watch that. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be cool. Springfest prep is what this is. All of this is Springfest prep. Springfest is March 15th. The date of me filming this is January 31st. So I have about a month and a half. And I have to do so much to this car. So after the front end's painted back together, I need to weld the brackets for the cooler, do all the crap I've already said, and then I need to jack the rear end up, put the hydro kit on, so that's going to be in a future video. You're going to want to watch that. So I'm going to need you to go ahead and give me a subscribe. Tristan Malachowski. Actually, no, it's not. It's Malachowski Motorsports. I changed the channel name. So Malachowski Motorsports, you're going to want to subscribe. You're going to want to stay tuned for what's going down because it's big. It's going to be great. I'm making this as good of a race car as I can make. So pretty great. Whoa, Paco, that was a weird sound. I don't know if you heard that in camera, but he just made some kind of weird yawn. Anyways, like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. You can subscribe in the little bubble right here or here. I don't know, one of the two corners, and then there's a video right here, and there's a video right here, and those are sweet videos. They're probably about the 240. One might be about the station wagon. Actually, we just did Dylan's truck. That video's right here. Check those out. I'll see you guys next time.